Alright, what up, y'all? Um, Today I'm gonna show y'all this little beat I made with like 10-15 minutes. And the main reason why I want to upload is because I'm trying to start a YouTube channel of getting feedback from other people outside of the ones that I have around me every day. So, we'll jump right into it. Right. Normally, the first thing I like to do here recently is when I start off is start with some kind of brass, a simple pattern, played in chords. Sounds something like this. And then the next thing I try to do is add some low end. So with this I have low brass pattern. Normally after that I don't really have a set of what I want to do. I just find a different instrument that I like as I'm playing through it and try to come up with a type of pattern that I could add. But the next thing I did add was some choir, and it goes like. Basically, I'm doing is just layering my sounds, trying to stay in the same scale. After that, I added a simple bell. Yeah, and then 808. And that's basically just layered with my low brass. After that, I add a snare layered with a clap. After that, I had my hi-hats. Alright, basically what I did was, normally this would be like that, but what I did was to give it like a different little switch up feel is come up here and highlight one and click Alt U, and then you can chop it up how you want to using this right here. Normally I would switch up my velocity. I just hadn't done it yet, so that's why you don't see that. Alright. Next I added a kick. With a hit crash. Something you might want to do when you're doing your kick in your 808 is make sure you EQ them properly. What I mean by this, with my kick here around 119, I brought it up a little bit. So what you would do with your 808 is come to the same frequencies and dip out a little bit so the kick can set in there and sound right. And you would do the same thing with your 808. On my 808 EQ, I will bring it up, boost, and then over here on the kick side I would bring it down so the 808 can set in fairly well. Normally what I like to do is set it to a peaking shift so I can adjust it how I want to, and I found that works a little bit better. So to the next pattern, all I did was add a melody, and it sounds like this. next pattern, I just added some strings. And with the next pattern, all I added was a snare roll and a drop effect, and I cut out some of the end parts on my instruments because it's going into a hook, so I want some of my instruments to drop out. And then this is the effect. Alright, see. And with my hook, what I added was a synth, and it sounds like this. Now when you see this like this, like you seen with my melody, all I did was basically just copy what I originally made, and I just moved it up an octave to give it a richer sound. Also on the hook I added an orchestra hit, just simple. Basically everything else you see is my intro, which is basically bringing one instrument in at a time, leading into my verses. Same thing here. Now with the third part, all I did was the same thing I did with my verse leading into my hook, is cut out the end parts and added a snare roll, and I created a like a rise effect. And the way I did that is basically what you want to do is you want to come to mod, this button, and down to that. It'll give you the effect that you're looking for, and if you want to make it gated, you can come over here. And what I'm talking about is you can adjust this accordingly to how big you want it. I chose this. That's the speed, how fast it'll go across there, for example. If you want to move some pieces out, you could. Just however you want it. Just play with it till you get something you like. Other than that, I add a crash. Simple. My tag.
Production.
And I think that's just about all of it. Alright, well, that's the end of this tutorial. If you have any questions on how I do things, then please feel free to email me or hit me up on Twitter, or even if you got anything that you see that I'm doing wrong and you might have some kind of advice or tips, please feel free to let me know. Alright.
Production.